Top 10 wrestlers whose promos got way too real. Let's watch.
1, 2, is this on?
I'm still here because you can't do your job.
Wrestling has the ability to
Kurt
blend
was
talent's
locked
real
in.
lives into its storylines like no other form of scripted entertainment.
I want to be the catalyst for that
Oh,
change.
save me. Really, what you mean is you will only accept change if it means CM Punk is on top.
You gonna punch me in the face? Or do you gotta go ask your wife permission first?
Ooh.
Today, we're going to explore how the sport does this by highlighting those who frequently bring up real-life dramas in promos.
The only reason you are WWE champion for a year is because Triple H didn't want to work
Tuesdays.
As we cover the top 10 pipe bomb promo cutters in wrestling. Number 10, Samoa Joe.
Yo.
Joe has often been a savage cutting promos as he has been in the ring, especially
saw
when
that
his
look in
ammo
his
on the mic is
eyes?
loaded with reality. Like when Joe shot on Scott Hall for no showing a pay-per-view in TNA.
Scott Hall, Chico, kiss my ass. You
Ooh.
punked out and you're a punk.
Joe also took
Oh.
aim at Kevin Nash, which later led to a physical confrontation backstage.
TNA
What the
is the men who come in
hell?
here, risk their lives on scaffoldings, on wires, while others show up and pad their pensions.
I said, was that from Russo or was that yours? Smirked at me, said that
Damn.
was mine. So I fucking open hand smacked him. And he just fucking looked at me. So I smacked him again.
Some of Joe's best mic work in WWE
What?
came during his feud with Jeff Hardy, where the Samoan submission machine mocked Hardy's past addiction
He say
issues.
open hand smacked him.
As this man has made you get up out of your seat, there are just as many times, Jeff, that you let all these people down. Well, it can be really rough this time of year. And we both know, Jeff, that eventually your demons, Jeff, they're going to come running right back and they're going to start controlling you. How's it going, Jeff? Trust that you and the family enjoyed the holidays. It's always nice to create new memories, perhaps even make up for some of the ones that you've destroyed. You can choose to have 14 of these and wake up in jail. That is, if you're fortunate enough to wake up at all.
Keep on talking.
Hey, do me a favor. Why don't you act like this is an AA meeting and you shut your mouth while I'm sharing with the group?
Number 9, Jim Cornette.
You let
Cornette
him-
made a career out of
Bro.
talking fans into the building. We've also seen him
Oh,
take personal
no.
issues as well as his own real life
Oh,
opinions
no.
and express them on television.
Just a couple of years ago, I left my home in Tennessee and I moved to Connecticut, which is like trading a Hawaiian vacation for a bed in a cancer ward. Will Jim Cornette come back to the ECW arena? I'd rather go skinny dipping in a septic tank of a slaughterhouse and come back to that.
His famous shoot promos on Raw in 1997 were living proof.
6, 1, 2, 3 kid. His name's Shawn Waltman, whatever you want to call him. As far as I'm concerned, the only reason that he's employed is because the other guys think that he's funny when he gets drunk and throws up on
Got
himself.
them
They were
Jeffrey
in
Dahmer
keeping with
glasses.
the WWF's shift towards a more realistic product at the time, and they occurred just weeks before the official start of the Attitude Era.
Wrestling fans watching a wrestling program want to see wrestlers wrestle. That's easy. It's not too hard to understand.
Cornette spat bullets, taking aim at WCW.
So they sit around all day listening to people on the internet, and the people on the internet wouldn't know a wrist lock from a wristwatch.
The NWO,
Well, as far as I'm concerned, the NWO was like a bunch of guys meeting out in the backyard in a clubhouse in a tree. And on a personal note to Hulk Hogan, you are a household word, but so is garbage, and it stinks.
Yo, he talking a lot of shit for somebody who look like this. Wow. Talk your
Roddy
shit.
Piper,
At the 10-minute mark, they were sucking wind so bad, the first 3 rows passed out of oxygen deprivation. Would have been funny if it wasn't so sad.
Shawn Michaels,
Well, Shawn Michaels is still the single most talented athlete in wrestling today inside the ring. But outside, he's an adolescent, obnoxious jerk who takes his tights and goes home if he doesn't get his way.
and sports columnist Phil Muchnick, who regularly
He look like
badmouthed
he's selling
wrestling.
Go
insurance.
to hell, Phil Muchnick, and try to reform things down there, because we're doing just fine up here without you.
Jim was even taking jabs at Vince Russo all the way
Damn.
then, as Jim referred to Vince as a Yankee.
Phony teeth, phony hair, and a phony tan. And running the WWF, you got a whole office building full of Yankees from New York City that wouldn't know a wrestling match if it bit them.
Threatening to kill me, threatening to kill my entire family.
Bart Gunn's gonna be a star now. I want to kill you. I would like to just squeeze you until your britches are full and your eyeballs pop out.
Number 8, Steve Austin. The foundations of the Stone Cold character were established in ECW at the end of 1995.
The Sandman and spitting beer in his face.
Here, Austin was finally given free rein to speak his mind.
I've been crapped on for 4 years. I believe I deserve a break. I
I didn't get to climb a ladder to the top in WCW like this.
He took aim at the politics in WCW that held him down.
The politics in WCW kept the biggest potential superstar in wrestling on the goddamn ground.
The bookers who kept him in the mid-card.
Yeah, take me back to WCW. Let me be a mid-card wrestler. Let me just scramble around. Let me get no dues. Don't give me nothing. Treat me like a piece of garbage. Feed me garbage.
The older wrestlers hogging the spotlight.
I was never allowed to reach past mid-card status in the WCW, brother.
And worst of all, Eric Bischoff, who had fired an injured Austin by FedEx.
The circumstances dictated that I had to let him go. I didn't have any choice. He hadn't found that mark yet.
A FedEx copy of your termination notice is on its way to
Wow.
My world-famous impression of the biggest piece of trash I ever laid my eyes on. Bret couldn't be here, so I had my secretary leave a message on his answer machine, and when he calls me, I'm gonna fire him on the phone just like I did Austin.
Number 7.
Austin is so good.
Some of Triple H's best work is when he blurs the lines between work and a shoot, such as his original The Game promo, where he spoke about being punished for his role in the curtain call.
Madison Square Garden, I walked to the ring to say goodbye to my friends. Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Shawn Michaels. Who got punished for that, JR? Me.
As Triple H became more of a main event player, it meant more freedom to say what he wanted in his promos.
If it wasn't for me, you'd be nothing. You got that? I made you, you know.
Dude,
well,
this was so
I can break you.
bad.
Why don't you run along
Yeah.
to the back and hang out with the other curtain jerkers while the main event guys stay in here and handle our business?
By the time he got into power as the Authority, his promos were even more ruthless.
I hate to be the one to break it to you, but you never drew a dime, buddy. Guys like Jericho, Edge, Rob Van Dam. If any of those guys had been the face of the WWE, we'd all be working for Ted Turner right now. Without the WWE, your pipe bomb and you really mean nothing.
And regardless if you legit believe the things he said,
Why, if you're a millionaire, you're evil. If you're a billionaire, you're the Antichrist. I would rather eat well than sleep well.
it played into the online discourse that Hunter held others
That's
down so he could
crazy.
At WrestleMania, I put an end to your dreams and I bury Daniel Bryan. I'm gonna tweet my displeasure. And if that doesn't work, me and my friend Mark, we're gonna stop watching.
Number 6.
He looks like a straight
Now look at a
villain.
selection of standalone work shoot promos.
Dewey Foley is a 3-year-old boy. You sick sons of bitches!
McMahon didn't want someone like The Undertaker representing the World Wrestling Federation. So when you walked down that aisle last week, people at home, all they did was grab their remote, change the channel to WWF, and watch Stone Cold, a person you and your old friends got fired from here.
When I was out hurt, you stupid bastard, you lying coward, what did you do? You did everything you could do to get inside my girl's head and inside her pants.
Yeah. You were running around backstage talking about this Vanilla Ice wannabe named John Cena, said he couldn't make it.
Each of which saw wrestlers peel back the curtain to blur the lines between reality and fiction.
WCW was nothing but a bunch of guys pushing their sons. If you didn't have a dad in the business, you couldn't even get an opportunity.
I left the World Wrestling Federation for gimmicks like this. My new name is Seven, by the way, so they've dressed me up like Uncle Fester.
And they can all kiss my ass.
I'm told to deliberately ignore the moves and the holds during the matches so I can tell stories.
And let me tell you who doesn't give a shit about this company. That goddamn politician Hulk Hogan.
All while bringing up behind the scenes drama we'd never normally hear about on television.
Vince, you tried to bury me and you tried to kill me off, but you didn't get the job done. Bischoff is each and
He said that hard as hell. Bischoff! Oh.
I'm throwing coffee on myself. As far as I'm concerned, Eric Bischoff, you can take this job and shove it up your you-know-what.
You're an obnoxious, overbearing ass. I'm sick of all of you, my GM,
sitting there criticizing me, calling me the coward. I'm the one here day in and day out in that wrestling ring, beating people up. Look at me, Tony. Look at me.
Before I forget Gunther.
Fire me. You fucking mug. Fire me. Fire me.
Number 5, Bret Hart. Bret Hart's feud with Shawn Michaels was littered with back and forth personal jabs. This intensified.
If y'all don't know why I said that, y'all not on my Patreon. When I did my raw reaction.
Take your little pussyfoot injury. Go back and find your smile. Degenerate, that's what you are. A self-professed degenerate. Shawn Michaels, you're a disgrace to professional wrestling. Instead of facing me like a man, you're too busy posing for girly magazines. By the way, I don't think it was a girly magazine.
Oh, I like this.
I want nothing to do with him. I just hope I don't have to run him over with my car or something because he bothers me that much.
During Bret's return to the WWF in 1996, he talked about his
The vibes back then, as far as like talking shit back and forth, was so different. It just feels different. And it just feels like everybody was like in their own like little clique. Like it felt very, very cliquey back then. Like it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that now, but back then it just felt, I don't know. It felt very ruthless, very, very, I don't know. I can't put my words. I can't find the words for it, but it felt a little ghetto. I liked it.
Signed with the company instead of joining WCW.
All I can say is they made me a great offer. Well, I'll be with the WWF forever.
It felt like people were in gangs, but it's wrestling.
Greedy for respect.
Bret also mentioned how he made a promise to his sick nephew.
Like everybody is like in a crew.
My little boy passed away. From that very day, I promised myself that I would come back. Canada's a country where we still take care of the sick and the old, where we still have health care.
After the passing of his brother Owen, Bret openly spoke about his dilemma in retiring from the ring on his own terms.
Maybe it's time for me to move on and try to accomplish something else in another field or do something else.
Which is sad when you consider less than half a year later, he would wrestle a match that ultimately led to the Hitman's career ending against his will. Number 4, Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels fired back at Bret in some unique ways, including the infamous line that implied Bret was sleeping with Sunny.
Even though lately you've had some sunny days, my friend, you still can't get the job done.
In a similar vein to how Michaels got upset about being mocked by Bret for appearing in Playgirl. The Sunny comment angered the Hitman and later led to a physical confrontation backstage.
How'd you know I was in that girly magazine? You had to flip through the pages just a little bit.
Real animosity.
Hitman, I seen you on the
Yeah, I have to flip through the pages just a little bit.
But despite this, the bad blood kept on spewing.
You couldn't go 10 minutes in any situation, if you know what I mean.
Oh boy.
If Bret can make a buck, he'd sell his mother. That's the truth. Now, whether it be out here or back there, Bret Hart hates my guts.
Waiting for a fight to break out.
Before, bringing that idiot out here is even worse. You have convinced me that you are the dumbest son of a bitch I have ever met in my life. If I go down, I'm bringing everybody with me, and I'm going out in a blaze of glory. For you, Bret Hart, your obsession with me, it will ultimately be your destruction.
Bret and Shawn buried the hatchet on TV in 2010, after years of Shawn continuing to throw shade at the Hitman on screen.
And then I ran his ass down south with the rest of those dinosaurs.
Nobody would even care in the United States.
And your point would be what? I screwed you once, and I'll screw you again. You deserved what happened 12 years ago in Montreal.
At that time, Shawn was very opinionated and strong-willed.
What's the hell?
Wait a minute! Hey, you were a bad guy. I was a good guy. Good guy. That's. Wait a minute.
Number 3, Paul Heyman. Heyman may be infamous for all the lies he's told behind the scenes.
I always found it so much easier in life to lie. People accept lies so much easier.
But so many of his promos
That's a fact.
because
That
they're
is
not
a
based in
fact.
fiction. They often cover
People
real
don't
life
like the
matters and
truth. They
portray
want
how Paul
lies.
really feels.
Make them feel good.
The network has never put out one freaking commercial or one press release to let you know that we're here. We hate this stinking network. Hey, network, I dare you to throw me off the air.
Because we all kind of know how ugly his daughters are, and they kind of look just like the old man, and they probably talk like this. Just kidding. You understand me or not? I'm just kidding.
How you doing at the seesaws in Louisville, Jerry? Huh? Your own sons don't call themselves lawyers.
Heyman is also known for his shoot-style promos.
The only reason you were WWE champion for a year is because Triple H didn't want to work Tuesday.
Never afraid to hold back and deliver some home truths that people need to hear.
In 2005, WWE had no vision for you. And what did I do? I martyred my entire career for you. Don't you realize that the Mop had more personality than you? That the Mop had more charisma than you? That the Mop had more chemistry with Perry than you? I mean, can you honestly believe that you ever had a chance against a Mop? Get lost! Take a hike!
Number 2, John Cena. Cena
Yeah.
has long since been known for his
Heyman do
ruthless
still got it
personal
with the
jabs at
promos
other
though.
wrestlers.
That one recent promo with not this Friday, but last week's Friday about Roman, and then The Rock is back because The Rock did his whole thing on Raw, whatever, and so Heyman he had kind of like a response to that, speaking for Roman, of course, and that promo cut that he did on that night was so good. I was like, yeah, he still got it. It was so good. Like, I was locked in.
You're a grown man. I just don't believe you. You're a baby. I don't know whether to spank you or breastfeed you.
But there was a noticeable change in John's promos after his feud with CM Punk in 2011.
And I know no matter what I do, I could increase my work rate. I could add to the 5 moves of doom, or maybe let my heel persona shine through.
The PG Cena that had been seen in previous years wasn't going to work anymore. Instead, we'd see a more savage side to Cena.
Every week, you show up, steal a paycheck, and you are a waste of space. You're just a guy holding on to that championship because I let you. And maybe, just maybe, if you hold on to this, you can finally walk around with the Western superstars and say, hey guys, look, I'm finally what I'm supposed to be 10 years ago. Dwayne Johnson is a self-centered, egotistical, see-through son of a bitch that wouldn't give a rat's ass if this company closed its doors tomorrow. You're on your way to greatness, but I can't put you in that class because you don't belong in that class.
You are not broken down, because if you was broken down, you wouldn't be posting workout videos on your wife's Instagram.
You're just a fake.
Congratulations. It took you 5 years to cut a halfway decent promo, but now I'm about to shrink you down to size. You're gonna try as hard as you can to make it here. And if you ever fail, oh no, it ain't your fault. It's my fault, right? Because I buried you.
I also know that the Fiend is Bray Wyatt, is Husky Harris, is a guy in a mask.
Y'all look just like your mugshots. How was it getting arrested?
And this included incorporating the real-life issues of his opponents into promos.
Why on earth do we continue to give 5th and 6th chances to people? All they do is say, what about me?
You've had behavior problems in the ring. You've had behavior problems outside the ring.
This is not your first year here, Dolph. It is your 7th. The Dolph Ziggler story goes like this. First you were a caddy, then you were a cheerleader, then you had blonde hair, then you had brown hair, now you have blonde hair, then you had a large girlfriend, now you got a small girlfriend, now you got a large man, and you walk around with a suitcase that has a contract and a bunch of Valtrex. For 300 days, you have
Yo,
been
Cena
WWE
is funny.
champion. For 300 days, that championship has been irrelevant. You ain't
So
stepped
we knew
up,
that
you fell
already.
off. All you've been showing the WWE Universe is that you got no balls, brah.
You've rested on your laurels, you're a little bit comfortable, and you need to find the edge again.
You know what? Stone Cold was right when he called you out on his podcast.
2 bona fide WWE superstars, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns. One guy still trying to figure it out, Dean Ambrose. You're a dude named Mike who shortened his last name on the Real World, tried to bootleg The Rock's electricity to get put on the WWE. When you got here, you straight up stole Chris Jericho's personality. You stole Ric Flair's figure 4 leg lock. You stole Daniel Bryan's offense and his personality.
What is your identity?
Dressed up as a dude playing another dude.
Oh, wow.
I blame you. I'm still here because you can't do your job.
I would so much rather be bald than have them pipe in fake crowd noise for my matches because nobody cares.
John showed he could go toe-to-toe with anyone on the mic and came out on top.
I think Rock has something written on his wrist.
Set of balls on you, brother. Big set of balls.
Just like I don't need my notes for my promo on my wrist.
Number 1, CM Punk. Punk's promos in WWE really began to hit their stride during his feud with Jeff Hardy in 2009. Here, Punk leaned into more of a straight-edge persona, while at the same time scolding Jeff for his struggles with substance abuse.
I know you know a thing or two about prescription medication. What I don't think you realize is that you have to go to a doctor to legally obtain some. I'm gonna do what you should have done a long time ago. I'm gonna just say no.
We all remember how Punk set the wrestling world alight with the original Pipe Bomb promo.
But the fact that Dwayne is in the main event of WrestleMania next year and I'm not makes me sick.
Oh, look at his face.
Where Punk continued to shoot straight, still basing the content of his promos in reality.
I love the place I work. I just hate the people in charge. Things like this company inside and outside the ring are filled with a parade of shameless ass kissers. Did you tell Chris Masters, somebody who over the past year has worked his ass off to get better, did you fire him face to face, or did you call him up and say, hey kid, it's a budget thing, best of luck in your future endeavors? You went from somebody who just sucked to somebody who just sucked up. I have had friends work for this company and be unceremoniously fired. They deserved it. They deserved it? They deserved it. Why? Because you don't know what makes a superstar in 2011? The guy that said the legendary Eddie Guerrero
This is giving me chills. Oh my God.
was a vanilla midget. What do you know about main event talent? You gonna punch me in the face? Or do you gotta go ask your wife permission first? You know who gave up on their dream? You did. When you moved to California to become a bodybuilder and you became a sports entertainer because you couldn't hack it. All right?
Certainly we've got similarities. We don't smoke, we don't drink, we don't do drugs, but you know something?
I know.
You don't wear the pants in the family, but you do wear her panties, don't you?
Anymore.
I would, but I know where that hand's been.
After joining AEW in 2021, Punk reflected on his horrific end to life in WWE.
And I was never gonna get healthy, physically, mentally, spiritually, or emotionally, staying in the same place that got me sick in the first place.
While also throwing jabs at the company.
Go ahead, leave. Main event night 4 of a buy one, get one free extravaganza, and then get released.
But no matter the company, Punk
It's
is
the
never
seriousness.
far from controversy.
Oh.
In AEW, personal issues backstage began
In
to
his
unravel on
eyes.
television.
The CM Punk who loses his fake smile the second he doesn't get what he wants.
Nobody wants you here. They never wanted you here. That whole locker room's afraid to say it, not me. So get out.
You talk a big game about workers' rights, yeah? Well, you've shown the exact opposite since you've gotten here.
CM Punk, fragile ego, fragile body, weak mind, weak spirit. The CM Punk who blames all of his failures on everyone else but himself.
That's because I am the one true, genuine article in a business full of counterfeit bucks.
Which ultimately led to Punk having to leave the promotion again, this time twice.
I'm hurt and I'm old and I'm fucking tired and I work with fucking children. I respect the situation.
A sensational return to WWE meant mending fences.
It's a little bit corny and it's a little bit cheesy and it's not going to sound like CM Punk, but I've changed. So if you're here now, if you're watching at home and you are disappointed
Don't change too
that
much
CM
though,
Punk
because
walked out, I understand, and hell, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize.
But after everything that had gone down prior, not everyone was going to welcome Punk back with open arms.
Oh, Philly Phil, stay away, you cancer, get away from me forever.
You spent 10 years slandering every single person back in that locker room.
I'm not going to waste any more breath on somebody who's been gone for 8 years, has done nothing but try to tear this place down.
Congratulations. We're going on just over a month now and you're still here.
And what better way to take advantage of potential real life concerns than to use them in storyline. Now if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out a similar video on the top 10 greatest mic workers in wrestling. Have a great
Y'all know I don't know too much about CM Punk like that, but from what I see, I like the fact that he speaks his mind and he calls shit out, which is what I love. But I don't know, y'all let me know how y'all feel about CM Punk. Everybody seems to like be very, very happy that he is back. Like I said, I'm just now kind of like learning more about him and his personality and his style, especially like his style of promos. But yeah, leave some comments down below. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see y'all in the next one. Toodles.